As a seller using PayPal, it is essential to understand how PayPal buyer protection works, as it can impact your business. PayPal buyer protection is a policy that protects buyers from unauthorized transactions and items not received or not as described. To understand how it works for sellers, first consider that PayPal buyer protection is automatically applied to eligible transactions. Eligible transactions are typically those where the buyer and seller are in different countries or where the seller has a verified PayPal account. When a buyer files a claim under PayPal buyer protection, the seller is notified and given the opportunity to respond. The seller should provide evidence to support their case, such as proof of delivery or proof that the item was as described. If the buyer claims an item was not received, the seller should provide tracking information to show that the item was delivered. If the buyer claims an item is not as described, the seller should provide evidence that the item was accurately described in the listing. PayPal will review the evidence provided by both the buyer and seller and make a decision. If the decision is in favor of the buyer, the seller will be required to refund the buyer. If the decision is in favor of the seller, the claim will be closed and no refund will be required. To minimize the risk of buyer protection claims, sellers should ensure they provide accurate descriptions of items, use tracking when shipping, and communicate clearly with buyers. Sellers should also keep records of all transactions, including proof of delivery and communication with buyers. By understanding how PayPal buyer protection works and taking steps to minimize the risk of claims, sellers can protect themselves and provide a positive experience for their buyers. Sellers should also be aware that PayPal charges a fee for seller protection, which can range from 2.9 to 4.4% of the transaction amount plus a fixed fee. Overall, PayPal buyer protection is an essential policy that protects buyers, but sellers should also be aware of how it works and take steps to protect themselves. By providing accurate descriptions, using tracking, and communicating clearly with buyers, sellers can minimize the risk of claims and provide a positive experience for their buyers.